We knew everything, though. I mean, like I say, we had the aircraft in the air. We saw the black people amassing. Like we knew, like all my people knew. We all knew. We were like they're massing at the borders. They're massing at the tip of Africa. Like they were there was. We watched the population increase, and they were like, and there was like a couple 100,000 people there, and we're like, then there's not normally more than 90 or 80,000 people there, and like there's 150,000 people there, and it's disproportionately massed right there. I was like, they're gonna attack. You know, that's why we started chumming the channel, because, you know, it's like if they get more than 100,000 people there, they're gonna attack. Chum the channel. So we were chumming the channel all week, basically for 2 weeks, like I say, and I was hoping that the sharks would take out a lot of those people, because especially when they crossed in the midsection, and I don't even know how they made it across the channel. I was like, are they fucking nuts? They're gonna swim the channel, and they were gonna swim. They swam the channel. They didn't have boats. They just started swimming, like in mass, like 100,000 people all swimming across that channel to the other side. I was like, they are fucking nuts, but they did it. And I guess if you're that desperate. So yeah, it was like 120,000 people. Well, I mean, there were several attacks. It wasn't just one attack. It was like attack and then wait and then attack and then wait and then attack. And a couple times they actually even turned around and went back. And like I said, the sharks got them on the way in. The sharks got them on the way out. I was like, oh, damn. I feel bad for those people. I'm glad I'm not on that side. I wasn't on that side. No, I wasn't on the black side. No, I was on the European side. So, and like I say, I chummed the channel, and supposedly the white people, the whites were supposed to, the white generals were leading the war. Like I said, there's a lot of people, maybe Rodney or maybe somebody, young punk somebody was like, he chummed the channel. What the fuck? Like, yeah, well, it's a fish cannery anyway. I had a fish cannery up the things, and so I actually had instead of packing fish, we were actually just throwing fish into the water. Like there's fish heads all over that place. Like we chummed the channel for over a week. Some white people didn't understand. You know, this is war, kid. It's war, son. Yeah, I chummed the channel, the whole thing. It was red for days. It was red for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Every day they would cut a fish and just throw it in the channel. Those sharks were nice and fat. They were, and I think we actually fed them at a certain time of the day, so they would be waiting. Like we did do chumming all day, but they would throw, you know, they would try and set up a meal time. Just get dust. I think that's another thing. Like I had fishermen doing it. Like we knew. We were like we had our night vision out. Like I say, they found glass at the scene, and that glass was actually my night vision goggles that they smashed. And then, like I thought it was the black people that were actually defending against the white people. It's actually the white people that are defending against the black people because we had the night vision. So they smashed the night vision. That's what they're smashing. Like you don't normally smash a telephoto lens, but we had night vision. So, and we didn't want it getting into enemy hands. So we're like. It's like before you get captured, you smash those things. So that's what they did. They smashed them, turned them into little pancakes. You see them, it's the case, and it's like flat. And then they threw them in the gutter. I think they might have found them later on, but yeah, they threw them in the gutter, and you know, down inside the sewer system. So, and there's actually, you know, several times in history, like we'd be using the sewer system as basically a transport thing. In fact, one sewer system we would throw in. We needed gunpowder down at the docks or down there. So, but we didn't want them to see us moving it. So, and the barrels are about 3 foot wide or so, or you know, normal barrel size. And the channel was, I think we might have actually even been using the channel at one point in time as a cargo system. Like I do that a lot. I use a lot of cargo systems that are actually water systems. Anyway, so they were rolling. They would put the barrels inside the stream, and they would just get slid down because the water pressure gets behind them, and just slides them down like clockwork. Yeah, you don't even need a cart. You just chink, chink, chink. I have done a lot of water conveyor systems actually throughout my life. You know, going back like 1700, 1600, we would do water conveyor systems where you just take a barrel, fill it with something, and throw it in there, and the bricks and everything just down the thing. So, you know, we'd move cargo for thousands of miles like that. You just put it in there, tick, 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 and we used to move cheese and stuff like that, mail, everything. You know, that's how you got around. You know, you go from a high, and so basically you just take it here and down it goes, and then it gets all the way down there. Like my conveyor system's like, I used to use water a lot. So I mean, I always have water at the mine, so it's like, oh, gotta get with the water anyway. So conveyor system. So we do that, and that's how we move stuff back in those old days. So anyway, yeah. I mean, I built them. You know, I had to pay a lot of money for those things too. Like, I was a crazy fool that actually built those things and then made a lot of money off of them. And won a war, by the way. Like I said, we also won a war, or won a couple battles because of those systems, because we were able to move the gunpowder sight unseen. Like, people were like, how are they getting the gunpowder in? How are they getting the gunpowder in? It's like, well, I have this very old conveyor system that's about 200 or 300 years old. It was like a 200-year-old conveyor system. Nobody but the old people knew it was even there anymore. Everyone just thought it was a storm drain system or a water system. It's like, no, it's actually a 300-year-old or 200-year-old conveyor system that I purposely built and lined with rocks. Only nowadays they use it for sewer and basically drainage. But it's actually a conveyor system that they just plumbed into. I've been using it as a conveyor system. It goes right from my mine into there, and is also a conveyor system all the way down to the city. They used to use it for mail, cheese, and all kinds of stuff. They put cheese in there and roll it and have it go down the stream. And basically, because it's a long, nice little thing, and the water just builds up behind it, and you can have a really heavy barrel, and it'll just right down. Beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, it cost me like 2,000 gold or something like that, or 300 gold or something like that to build it and line it, and then all the cost of the bricks. Good thing I have a brick manufacturer. Number one bricks, LS. So yeah. So anyway, so then when the blacks were attacking and the whites were attacking, or whites were doing all this stuff, it was just the whites and the blacks. It was not me on that side. No, I was on the city side. Anyway, so they were packing the things. I'm a great general. I'm a great defender of the people. Anyway, so we were smuggling the gunpowder down the conveyor system down into the cities, and so the black people were like, we don't know where they get these gunpowder. We don't know where. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't. You're not old enough. How are they getting those explosives in? How? I laughed. I was like, I'd say anything. I feel sorry for the black people somewhat, because it's like, well, when you're an epic builder, you build. And you have things like conveyor systems to defend a city. And you become a hero because of it. It's like, yeah, I almost went broke on it. I mean, it cost me a lot of money. It was like, it wasn't all that useful for ore and other things. Like, there's a lot of things it wasn't useful for. So, I mean, I made money off of it over time, because like, it was a 200-year-old conveyor system that was expensive and hard. Well, I mean, I had a mine shaft, so that's another thing. Like, we mine the ore, you know, we mine the minerals basically and stuff. But so I mean, I made money on the minerals, and I kind of made money on the fact that it's a conveyor system. And during the war, it was like vital to the war effort, because it was down there. It was this really long conveyor system that went a couple hundred miles. You know, straight down the stream. So we were making gunpowder up high, and then, you know, the resistance effort, you know, was basically getting these barrels. It goes all the way down, like some couple thousand feet. I mean, a couple miles. It's like 5,000 feet or something like that, or it's 17,000 feet. It's like a long conveyor. It just goes from the mountain, goes, and it slowly lowers and lowers and lowers and lowers and lowers and lowers and lowers. And I think maybe it has a pump station at the very end or something like that. I used to use like a water wheel or something like that, or something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's a conveyor system. Maybe it levels out by the water. Anyway, there's some reason why it works. Basically, it gets really deep in the ground, and there's like these different little buildings that you can actually access it from. And if you're getting cheese or whatever, it's how we used to get the cheese in and out. You know, we'd put up a board. You put up a board, chink, and it's like, your number is coming there, because you just keep track of the numbers of the barrels or whatever. You know, have a symbol on it or something, and then you just go chunk, and you put your piece of wood out, and then the barrel goes kung against it. And then you